I'm grateful to God, and all that, no doubt about it. Today's even Sunday, all right? So I'm grateful to God. I also realized a few things that also came with that. And I realized that the more people know about it, the better they would have, better finances. And I know that you are here today because you want to move money from back of the rate. Now, when I teach, I like interaction. So let me ask the people that are in the room, go to the comment section and let's begin to plan for 2021. Okay, so type in the comment section for me. And I'm not going to continue until you give me at least 4 or 5 good, 3 or 4 good answers or 3 or 4 answers. How much money do you want to move from the pocket of the rich, of the wealthy in 2021? Can you please type in the comment section? Please, I don't want 300 million, trillion, zillion dollars. No, I don't want that, okay? I want something that's realistic. But I want you to go to the comment section, the chat box, and I want you to type, all right? So Hetty, please type. Elon, please type. Fatiat, please type. And the others, I don't have names for you. $5,000 for Rachel, beautiful. So that means that if Rachel even does $6,000 next year, Rachel is going to be having a really merry new year. Okay, that's beautiful. Elom, I hope I pronounced that well, says 50% of their income. So assuming they are earning in dollars, maybe they're earning about $100,000 per annum. That means they want to do about $50,000 per annum. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, any other person? I need about 2 more people to let me know how much. You see, the thing about it is that I do a series on Instagram called Money Heist, okay? And I got that from the series, okay? I love the series so much on Netflix about the robbery. I don't do robbery, I do sales. And I believe that the same principles around sales are the ones that use in robbery, by the way. Anyway, and I always start my session by asking people how much exactly they like to make. The biggest mistake you can make financially is not to have a financial goal, but financial wishes. Wishes, like somebody said, that if wishes were horses, that even beggars ride, and that's the truth. Fatiyat says $1,000. If Fatiyat moves $1,000 into her pocket next year, it will be a happy new year. You know, many people have a new year, but very few people have a happy new year. Can I have one more person? One more person. How much money would you like to move from the pocket of the wealthy? And I'm being very real. Today I'm going to be as practical as possible. Oh, yeah, in the first 6 months. So she's probably going to introduce it by the second 6 months. But let's say minimum of $2,000 throughout next year. That would be an amazing one. One more person. All right. So Rachel, $5,000. Elom says 50% of their income. Fatiyat says $2,000 minimum in 2021. Can I have one more person? Now, please understand, I'm not just a motivational speaker. I'm very practical. Somebody sent me a message in one of the programs I did, and I hope I can trace it because of time. Yes, I think I have a screenshot. Let me see. Hold on a second. So my phone is playing its own tricks. Okay, great. Yeah. I want to let you know that I'm not going to waste your time today. Yes, let's see whether I can. Yeah, screenshot here. So the person says, good morning, I have a testimony. I joined this platform in May this year during the lockdown. I was thinking of what to do to make money online. When I saw the seminar, I jumped at it. So I did a seminar and I taught them about it, okay? I made the payment and I joined this group. With what I've learned from the videos sent to this platform, I've been able to earn sustainable income online, which I have not been able to do. I've not been able to earn working offline. So the person has a job. The person has made money online, what they could not do offline. The person that says, here are the screenshots of some of the payments I've received, all right? So the person sends dollars. There were hundreds of dollars per payment and sent a couple, all right? Initially, I could not think of anything I could do online that would make people to pay me. But after a deep thought, I decided to start teaching my native language, which is what has earned me this amount of money in the last few months. I want to say a big thank you to our coach, Jimi Tewe. So I want you to say a big thank you to me in a couple of months. And so please, do not just show up in the class. Please participate, ask questions. I'm just impressed. I've never met Rachel yet before, but I'm impressed with what she's doing. I decided to come on a platform, and I want you to have more money. In fact, if you can make some more money so that your Christmas can be a Merry Christmas. Everybody has a Christmas holiday, but very few people have a Merry Christmas. You know what makes Christmas merry? It is money. The more money you have, the more merry your Christmas is going to be. All right. Now, Having said all of that, I want to just start up with a few statistics, and I just want to get your mind into the modes to realize that there's more money in this world, much more money in this world than you're actually even asking for. So I appreciate that you have been very conservative in what it is you're putting out there about how much you want to make. But I'll be very frank with you. There is more money in the world than you can ever desire. But that's a reality. Now, I'm going to share, I read the Global Wealth Report, okay? A question I have for you is, what report do you read, okay? The report you read is always very indicative of the kind of places you're going to go. So I try once in a while to look out for reports like this, and there's a Global Wealth Report. Now, what they said was that at the beginning of this year, that the global wealth stood at $399.2 trillion. I almost could not pronounce it. $399.2 trillion. That's our January this year. Now it dipped because of COVID by just about $7.2 trillion. So that means we still have about 392 trillion dollars available in the world. Now they're about 7 billion, and what they now did was that based on that, if they were going to split the money on the average, everybody will be taking home at $77,309. So that means that you are at least entitled to, hear me, after today, by being on earth, in which now life is not equal. You always have the rich and the poor. Allow me to say it. Even Jesus said, the poor you will have amongst you. And so you have to make a choice. And that's the thing about it. When it comes to wealth, you must choose to be wealthy. And so that means that the average wealth per adult is $77,309. So for Rachel that wants $5,000, it is available to you. For Eloy, I don't know what your 50% comes to, but it's available. For Fatias of $2,000 minimum in 2021, it is very, very possible. Now, what they found out is this, that 1%, all right, there are 52, hear me, there are 52 million millionaires globally on the average, about 52 million millionaires. Now, this program is called Making Money from the Pocket of the Wealthy, not making money from anywhere. You can make money from anywhere, and I can teach you that also, but that's not my focus today. You have selected making money from the pocket of the wealthy. It has its own complexities, but I want to say to you that if you make money from the wealthy, you are making real money. Now, hear me. There are 52 million millionaires in dollars across the world. Now, I've eliminated some Nigerian millionaires, some African millionaires because of the strength of our currency. But globally, based on millions, 52 million. So they have a target market. These guys have millions. Minimum net worth is $1 million. 52 million of them across the world. And you are looking for $2,000. You are looking for $5,000. In fact, I want to charge you. Maybe you want to think about a figure that is higher. I'm seated on my desk in my office, and right in front of me, I'm not going to show you, there is a figure that is there. That is my goal for 2021. That goal is reachable because it's available. All right. And so having said all of that, I want us to begin to understand certain things about the psychology. Let me say this to you. The primary way in which you can control and have money is by making the money. What I mean by that is that money comes to your hand in different ways. Number one, money can come to you as a gift. I can be very nice to you. I like Rachel, and I can give her a gift. I can give her 50,000 CDs. That would not be bad. That would be a really Merry Christmas if I gave her 50,000 CDs. But if I gave her 50,000 CDs, there's no guarantee that I will give her another 50,000 CDs in 50 days. Then another one, then another one. I'll probably just do that once in 10 years. And so for Rachel to begin to look to gifts as the way she's going to prosper, Rachel will suffer, and Rachel must not suffer. And so while gifts are great, you cannot plan on gifts. Gifts are still tied to the emotions of people. The second way you can get money is even lower than gifts, is through begging. How much will you beg to get $5,000? You are going to become a professional beggar. I'm telling you, you can write a book on how to beg successfully, and you probably make more millions from that than begging. So begging is not sustainable. Gifts are not sustainable. The next one is through being an employee, for example, in an organization. And while that is beautiful, getting a job and all that, you can't by yourself increase your salary. you are still highly dependent on the organization to determine how much exactly they will be willing to pay you. You can't go to your boss and say, next year, I want a pay grade, I need $5,000 more. They're going to say to you, well, if you want to do $5,000, then bring business of $50,000, then maybe we will consider. So at the end of the day, bring business. The only way you can sustainably increase your income is through a business. Now, don't cut off, particularly if you are an employee. I find out that many people who are employees, one of the major challenges that they have is that they say, oh, I cannot do business. And I understand what they mean because of the idea or the concept of business. For them, business is being the CEO of an organization. Business is, managing staff and all that. You don't need business to make money. You need money. That's all you need. And there are different ways to make money. So for example, now I'm seeing Rachel's picture or whatever, and she probably has like a weave on she used for her hair and all those kind of things. You don't need to be in business to sell weave on. I can sell weave on. In fact, the way I am, I jokingly tell people I can sell you my hair. I mean, if a woman comes to me and tells me, oh, wow, I would like to I want to do a party and I want to give 500 women human hair that is not cheap. Maybe each one is about $500. I will tell her, supply hair. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You know the reason why? Because all I need to do is to find the person selling the hair, connect them, and I make money. You don't need to be an entrepreneur to make money. You only need common sense to make money. Write that down somewhere. And we must go beyond these limitations. Now, you don't have to leave your job to run a business. Do you get my point? I know many millionaires that are employees in organizations, but many of them have been involved in one business or the other. So the only way you can increase your income significantly next year is by running an enterprise of some sort. But I'm not going there today. Every business is built around solving a need. Every business. A phone meets the need of communication. A pencil also for writing. A tab or a jotter solves the one for storing memories or information and all that. And therefore, what that means is that every product or every service is designed to actually meet a need. If you are going to move money from the pocket of the wealthy without stealing, you have to meet the needs of the wealthy. And that now brings me to where we're going to today, because I'm going to use a simple model that many of us might be very familiar with. It's called, the Maslow's hierarchy of need. Maslow's hierarchy of need that has 5 dimensions in which needs are qualified. At the bottom of the pyramid, we have what we call the physiological needs. Right on top of it, we have the security need. Right on top of it, we have love and belonging. Right upon that, we then have esteem. And right upon that, we now have self-actualization. Now, that's what Maslow says, that every human need is categorized around these 5. Even the rich have these 5. And so if you are going to move, now when I say moving the money of the pocket for the pocket of the world, that's not robbery. It's robbery to go and find a rich person that has maybe $500,000 and you take $100,000 illegally. That's wrong. Why? You have taken value and you have not added value. The way to move money from anybody's pocket is by putting value in place of the money you are taking. So when I offer a program for $500, by the time $500 leaves their pocket, they feel they got more value from my product or my service, so they don't call the police on me. The moment you feel like, oh, Jimmy gave me a product and it will never ever happen, and then he charged me $500, but this is no more than $50, you will begin to complain. But if you feel that the program is, is what about $1,000, you are the one that will be saying, wow, I got a great deal. Look, let me say this to you, rich people like great deals. And you must know this and you must understand this. Now, having said that, I want to now break down. Now, let me say this to you. The hierarchy of needs for the poor is different from the hierarchy of needs from the rich. Let me say that again. The hierarchy of needs for the poor, they have the same titles, but in terms of expression, they're different. But let me stick with the rich. When we say physiological needs, that's why you have things like food, shelter, basic things. Are we together? Now, the fact about it is that When it comes to food for a poor man, he's eating for survival. But when it comes to a rich man, he's eating more for pleasure, for variety. So physiological needs and for health, all right? Physiological needs are a bit different for the health and wealthy than from the regular person. So someone says, oh, that I sell Ghana jollof. You know, there's a way that Ghana jollof is packaged that a poor man can eat it. And there's a way it's packaged, a rich man will never eat it. And when I say man, I mean that as a human being, not in gender, I'm in terms. Do you get my point? Because if you notice, when I came to Ghana, my friend took me to this really nice eatery. I can't remember where the area. We went to church Sunday morning, and on the way she took me to this really nice restaurant and all that in one of the central areas in Legon. And is it Legon? I can't remember. Yeah, I think East Legon. Yeah, you know, that's where we're. And you know, we went to this place, and you know, I mean, they said that the same Ghana jollof in that place is the same one that we sell in one other backside of the wilderness, but they're charging more here because of the way it is presented. Just take note of that. Let's go on. The next one, beyond physiological needs for the world, is safety needs. Even the rich need to be safe. For example, they want financial safety. A rich person doesn't want to be broke. That's why they have investments. And that's why anytime you come to a rich person with authentic, genuine investment options, they will listen to you. I know a gentleman in Nigeria who was in a particular state and was doing online marketing and affiliate marketing business and was making $100 here, $500. He will cross sometimes $2,000 and all that. And then one day he wanted to scale. And so somebody introduced him to a very wealthy man in Lagos. I know the wealthy man is the managing director of a particular company. And when he spoke to that gentleman, he told him, this is what I'm doing, but there's so much capacity to make more money. The guy did not take him seriously initially, but the guy came back to him after a week after thinking about it. And then the guy invested in that business. In their first year of business, they made revenue of over $1 million. I know the two of them very well. $1 million. The guy scaled from doing $2,500 to $1 million in 1 year simply because he got access to a rich man. But he sold value to the rich man. Trust me, you want to move money from the pocket of the wealthy into your own pocket. But we'll talk about that much later. So they want investment options for safety. They want physical safety. Have you ever seen a poor man as a bodyguard? What is he guarding? His body has not much value, as it were. Okay? And so it's important that you realize that things around, say in Nigeria, you know, we have people that have mobile police, you know, that they have all manner of security and all that. People will pay for their children to be safe. In fact, sometimes they send their children to a particular school for safety purposes. Now, that school is charging a premium. So if you provide security for the rich, they will pay you for it. Health. They want, there's curative medicine, there is preventive medicine. The poor don't care about preventive medicine. They only go to the doctor when they're fully sick. They drink all manner of concoctions. When all those are failed, then they shop in the hospital. But they reach any small thing, a little cough. What is that? Can I have vitamins? Can I have this? They sit down on the resort to take vitamin D in the morning. The poor, they take all manner of vitamins, plus good, bad, and ugly. Are we together? Someone said, you're talking so badly about the poor. I'm so sorry, but life, someone said, if you are born poor, it's not your fault. But if you die poor, it just might be your fault. I think so too. And I think at some point in time, you must take responsibility for your financial future so that you don't go back, you are angry with life and all that. It's so critical that you're able to do this. So that is safety. On top of that, we're talking about the needs, because when I say the needs, these are the entry point. These are the things you can do to be able to make money. I have a friend in Nigeria, Ubong, and Ubong was able to, he was very broke and all that, and he was in the security area. He used to do security for organizations and all that, and then it was like he wanted to make big money. And then he began to study the area and found out that there's more money being made in maritime security than just regular security. So he moved into that space. And within 6 months, he had made over 100 million naira converted from dollars. 6 months, a broke guy, because he served the wealthy. You know, people that do maritime security, not poor people, people that want to guard their ships, people that want, and that's what they were doing. So you need to know that there's much more. In Ghana, there is so much money you can access. How many of you know about it? A lady makes hair, she plaits hair. For example, she plaits the same hair for somebody for 20 cedis. But the same here, she plays the same hair, same skill for a rich woman, and she gets 500 cedis. The question is, whose hair are you plaiting? You need to know. And I'll tell you 7 ways you can get yourself to be able to access the rich and actually get money from the rich. If you enjoy me, let me know in the comment section. Enjoy me. If you're not enjoying me, tell the truth and let the devil be ashamed, so I can change my content and I'll just go Ghana on you. All right, beautiful. Physiological needs, safety needs. The next one is love and belonging. Do you know that no matter how rich you are, you always want to belong somewhere? And that's why you find the rich joining golf clubs, country clubs, you know, those kind of things, sports club. How many poor people go to country clubs? They just go to the countryside. That's all they do. Are we together? So you find out, no, there's this golf, you know, place I'm trying to get into them. For a year, for registration, it is 2.5 million naira. Not that you have played the first, you know, taking the first club, minus club that you want to come in per year is 2.5 million. So that is already an entry barrier already. And so it's very critical that you understand that rich people are looking for love and a sense of belonging. If you can provide a service for them according to your values, let me put that caveat there, all right, you can actually make money. The 4th level is called esteem. And you see, at a point in time, people get to a point where they begin to address their inner demons. You know, one of the things that has helped, you know, people like me in Nigeria is the coaching industry. A poor man does not look for coaching. What do you need? You know, who are we coaching? They go for prayer. I'm so sorry. Now, I'm a Christian, all right? But I'll say this to you, that the poor people, rather than get the help they need, would rather go to go and pray. Have you noticed that? All right? And prayer is important. Don't misunderstand me, but prayer is not enough, particularly when it comes to money. You can't pray in money. If it was based on that, Africa would be the richest continent in the world. So there's obviously a gap somewhere. And so you need to understand that, you know, on top of your prayer, you must need to. So things like coaching in Nigeria, we have relationships coach, we have executive coach. This week, I sent a bill to a client. He's an executive director in a publicly quoted country. I charged him 1 million naira. He's the only kind of person that can pay that. I can't tell a poor person to pay me 1 million naira. Do you get my point? And all that. And I sent it with all my chest. Sir, this is the bill. It's going to be 8 weeks. I'm going to take you through this, da. It's only that kind of person that I can reach out to sell like that. The last level is called self-actualization. And that is where people are thinking about legacy. Do you know many rich people want to create a foundation? And there's this foundation in Nigeria called the T.Y. Danjuma Foundation. The man is so wealthy, but he wants to leave a legacy. So he pays people money to help him to organize impact projects. That's a service you can provide for the rich. And so all I want to just establish for you this evening very quickly is the fact that even the rich also cry. Find out what is making the rich cry and then provide a solution to the rich in that regard. That is the way you are able to move money from the pocket. You can't beg your way through with them. You can't ask them and all that. Look, when you beg a rich man, he might give it the first time. When he sees you again, he's going to block you. Somebody said to me in a session I was holding that, oh, I met this really wealthy man and all that. It was a training I was doing 2 weeks ago. I met this and, you know, he gave me his number and, you know, every week I'll send him a text. Oh, I'm just checking up on you. He said that the man doesn't answer me. I said, yes. I said, let me ask you a question. If you go to your village, your own village, and then you meet somebody there who is up and coming and you give the person your number and every week they call you, say, I'm just checking up on you. Won't you be tired? He said, I'll be tired. So that man is tired of you. That's all. Until you come to him in the form of value, he will not give attention. But if you tell the same man, sir, there is a parcel of land, 5 hectares in our village that is close to the river, which can be used for a countryside. In case you are needing it, the man might call you because he might be thinking about a country home. At some point in time, you are coming to him on the price of value. Never approach a king without having value in your hand. If not, you will never have the next opportunity to meet with them. All right. Having said all of this, I want to just share the 7 things and then I'm going to end. We'll take questions. I have 18 more minutes. I like to keep the time as much as possible. Then after that, we can ask questions. One thing I find is that for some people don't ask questions. And please, I urge you to ask questions because even if you ask a stupid question, you can only be stupid ones. Once you know the answer, that's the end. All right? So please feel free to ask real questions. Rachel did not bring me here just to hear a motivational speaker aspire to prosper. No, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you to move money. I want Rachel to have $5,000, Elom to have 50% of their income, and Fatia to have $1,000. Someone says, oh, why not me? You didn't mention my name. You didn't put anything in the comment. That's why I didn't answer you. All right? So the first thing I want to say to you is that if you are going to move money from the pocket of the wealthy, you must have the capacity, write it down, the capacity to serve kings. You know, my friend Ubong that I mentioned earlier, in 6 months, he had done 100 million naira converted from dollars in terms of revenue because he was doing maritime security. But this is the part I didn't tell you. He had built competence over time. You see, it's only a certain kind of person. You see, kings like quality. Have you seen that when you go to, anytime I go to Dubai and all that, I will go to the mall, the Dubai mall, big mall and all that. I noticed that there's a site some people don't go to. That's where the very high level people come to. You have bags of $5,000, crocodile skin, $13,000 bags, and all those kind of shoes that if you wear them, you must see God, because you can't wear that kind of shoe and be low in life. You must be high in life. Do you get my point? And I noticed my wife and I went there because I noticed something. There was no barrier stopping people from going there, but some people just didn't go there. I saw that when you get to the front, there's a gentleman that is there waiting to open the door. The other doors were open, automatic door. Anybody can come in and go out. I saw the kind of cars that parked there, Rolls Royce, and sport cars that are parked on that section. But many poor people will never get that because even the mental limitation in their mind will keep them from going there. But when I got there, man, the place smelled like quality. The place looked like quality. The place reeked of quality. I told myself, I'll be back. I didn't buy much there, all right? Because I didn't want to go bankrupt yet because I'm warming up. But I told myself, I'll be back. But I went there the first time. And why did I say that? I'm saying all of that because you see, you must have capacity. You see, let me say this, let me say it again. The premise of trade is value. You must have value to offer. When you go to God and say, God, lift me, change my life, God will start working on your value delivery before he gives you the value opportunity. I can tell you that. Maybe because today is Sunday, allow me to pull some stories from the good book, the Bible, and all those kind of things. You don't appear as Joseph before the king as a regular guy. In fact, the story about Joseph is that when he got there, as he was going there, he shaved because Egyptians have no hair on their face. He changed his clothes, ready to serve the king. The fact about it is that sometimes I tell somebody, oh, I'm somewhere, and then the king tells me, oh, I need someone to do this for me. And then I say, oh, yeah, I have the person. But the person might even have the internal capacity, but the external look does not even match it. When they show up, I'm a bit embarrassed. And sometimes I've seen this happen. You give them the opportunity, they handle it like they're handling the job of a poor person. They will never, ever be called again. And unfortunately, the rich person that asked me will never ask me anything again. That's why I don't easily refer people. Do you know those who I refer? When I see king quality, I refer you to kings. You must build your capacity to serve kings. I was saying I was going to put something that, a lot of people say, oh, I'm selling ready-to-wear clothes. You know the way I say ready-to-wear. But let's be honest, some ready-to-wear are not ready-to-wear. They're not ready to wear. Loose seam hair, something, a bit not straight hair. They're not ready to wear. So if it's going to be ready to wear, make it ready to wear. It's so important, very critical, because kings are attracted to quality delivery, and quality delivery is tied to great capacity. Build whatever thing you are doing. Rachel is doing a show with this. As she begins to build it, you never know. She can be the next Oprah. She might be even doing something bigger than Oprah. But hear me, Oprah is quality. Tyler Perry is quality. Everybody we mention is quality. You must build capacity for that. Number 2 is positioning. I have found some people that have great quality, great capacity, but nobody knows them. There's a story, allow me, in the Bible, in Ecclesiastes, I think chapter 9, it says that there was a man, an old wise man. He saved his city by his knowledge, but nobody remembered him because he was poor. That's an anomaly. But I want to say this to you. You know why nobody remembered him? Because the guy did not do a good storytelling. If I was the one that saved the city, my complimentary card would change to City Savers Inc. Number 1, I'm going to have a website. That's my card. Number 2, I have a website where I will run a case study of how the city was in trouble, how the enemy came, the strategy I implemented, what the king did. Then I'll do that. Then I'll begin to publicize all of that, because that is how other kings will know about it and now come. The reason that man was not remembered was because he was poor. Not just poor in his pocket, he was poor in his mind. Number two, you must have great positioning. Great positioning. There's a scripture I like. It says, "Oh, arise and shine, the light has come, and the glory of God is upon you." Look at what it says. It says, "Kings will come to the brightness of your rising." Kings don't come to your rising, they come to the brightness of your rising. In other words, the visibility you have is what attracts kings. Lots of people are good. And I've said this, being good is not enough. It is who knows you are good that matters. What are you doing to be positioned intentionally, internationally, globally? Today with the internet, you can do that more easily. Most people will not do that. If you are going to see, kings reach for what they can see. Oh, wow, I like your dress. Who made it for you? Oh, it was this guy and order. Can I have his number? Please, can you call him? And when kings order, I know a billionaire in Nigeria that when he orders our native attire, he orders 60 per time. Now, 60 is 20, different designs, but in 3. So they make 3 of the same, all right? But they make 20 of that. Now, he has a house in Nigeria, he has a house in Paris, I think, and he has a house somewhere in London. So what he does is that each of those sets is put in each of those houses so that if he wants to wear it, he can wear it there. Kings don't order small. But for them to order, they must see you. What are you doing about your positioning online? What are you doing about positioning and marketing and visibility? In 2004, there was arguably number one comedian in Nigeria, a gentleman called Ali Baba. The man he put up billboards in the entrances to the commercial nerve centers of Lagos State. We call it Victoria Island. You would see his picture, he crossed his hand there, and he had this, and those days, individuals did not have numbers. Companies used to have numbers. To have a phone number was a big deal. He went to go and get a phone number. He put the number on the billboard and said, for your corporate event, you need me or something like that, and put a number there. Kings began to call him. Hello, we have a corporate event and all that, because kings have those kind of numbers. So what are you doing intentionally? Now, don't go and buy something or do something you cannot afford, but be creative, be ingenuity to be able to position yourself as kings. Hear me, let me say this one more thing. Like I said before, that being good is not enough. It is who knows you are good that matters. Number 3, kings access products and services by referral more often than just seeking it out. Usually when a king wants something, they pick the phone and say, hello, how are you? Please, do you know somebody? That's what most kings do, because kings are very guarded. They're very guarded. So when Joseph came up, he came by referral. When Daniel came up much later, he came by referral. Many times, kings access by referrals. And so the question is this: how do you get referrals? By delivering amazing experiences. Let me say this to you. Many kings know paupers. And many times, God will connect a pauper, and please forgive me, I'm not trying to be derogatory in any way. I'm just saying it the way it is, all right? There's some kings that have access, and that's your gateway. Remember, the gateway for Joseph was another prisoner who wasn't a billionaire, as it were, but he stood in the presence of a king. And so I ask you, if I sat down with your clients, your current customers, are you delivering exceptional value? Because I can tell you that if you deliver exceptional value, one day you don't know the person that will refer you to a king. You don't know that person. And so how is the experience we'll have of you? Because people only refer good things. I mean, I'm seeing Hetty, I'm seeing her lovely hair right now and all that. That's kind of hair you say, oh, where'd you get your hair from? Do you get my point? But when you see the hair, you'll be like, what happened to your hair? And I got it from my neighbor. Don't go to that neighbor again. It's like, or a lady goes to go and make your hair, a hair somewhere, and then they cut it and they didn't cut it well. It's, what happened to your hair? Is it a carpenter that did this to you? You can't refer that person. Particularly, you cannot refer the person to a king. So kings access products and services by referrals. All right, I'm going to begin to wrap up. Number 4 is that kings like gifts. I'll just stop on number 5, all right, because of time. Kings like gifts. Jimmy, how do I access kings? Find a gift to give them. Let me say this to you. If you're in a field, all right, so for example, my background is in human resource consulting. I did a lot of that worked with global consulting firms and all that. And I did that in Nigeria and all that. And I realized something, that sometimes, you know, when you meet a king, it's good for them to taste and see the Lord is good. In other words, that's the business model of God. Even God will give you a taste to see the Lord is good. That when you see the Lord is good, you want to stay with the Lord. So why don't you give kings a taste of what it is you're doing? So let me give an example. Many of you have excellent products and all that, but you never go for events of kings. You go for paupers events because the entry fee for a pauper is maybe 500 cedis to register. Meanwhile, for a king, you know those big conferences they do at the International Conference Center, those ones might cost you $2,000. But what is the difference between $2,000 and $500? Just $1,500 to access kings. One king can settle you for life. Pay the price to be able to give gifts to kings. Give them an experience. One of the ways we do get new clients in consulting is that we host breakfast events. Take them to a really lovely, hotel. You know, give them good breakfast, buffet, and all that, and then speak on a topic that is speaking to their pain. And you have 30 CEOs in the room, and then you tell them that, you know, this is what you need to do. You bring an expert to talk to them about it. You are going to invest a lot, and they recognize that. They now tell them to solve this. We have this solution. At least out of 30, if your head is okay, 3 of them can respond, and that's how you got it. So kings like gifts. I like the way that Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gift makes room and brings him before great men. That gift is not your skill, it's a gift. It brings him before great men. Kings, you see, because many kings never get given anything to. Most people come to kings to collect. So when you can find a way, I always look for ways to give things to kings. And when they do, usually I find out that they come back to me. The last one I'm going to talk about today, because of time, is please be ready for your opportunity. Be ready for your opportunity. You know the reason I said that? When a king is going to call you, there's not going to be any special announcement in the skies that day. It will look like a regular day. I'm telling you. In fact, the opportunity that will bring you consistent before kings will look like a regular day. No big deal about it. But hear me, and hear me very well. Always be prepared for your opportunities. I referred to Joseph initially, who met Pharaoh, but when he got there, he heard the king was calling him. He shaved immediately and he wore clothes. Somebody went and started ironing his clothes, and then if you're in Nigeria, there was no light. Do you get my point? You appeared before the king rough. The king will just tell you, you know, thank you for interpreting my dream. Have this gold chain and bye-bye. But for the king to have considered him to be employable, he looked like them. Be prepared for your opportunity. It's so important. And I wrote something. This is okay. Let me now relate this to the last point I wanted to share. Okay, no, big problems give rooms for the underdogs. This decade, hear me, is the decade of the underdogs. What do I mean by that? With what COVID did this year, a lot of big players, elephants in the market, were shaken. Some got stronger, but some got shaken off. Many of them could not pivot into this new normal. And that gap that exists in the market is now the new opportunity for the underdog. The underdog must always be prepared for their big opportunity. So don't treat what you're doing little. Don't treat it lightly. Treat it getting ready for the big things that are about to come. In 2021, I'm going to do a lot. I'm writing 2 books now that are going to be out on my birthday in another 3 weeks and all that. I made sure that the title was the book cover. The title was global. Number 2, the book cover looks global. We're doing the production. We're getting, because they're audiobooks, voice actors. It's costing me millions of naira, but I'm willing to do it because I want to serve kings. Kings don't price product. They don't price this. You know people that price, yeah? They tell you, can't you take it for 50 cities? I don't want that in my life. All right, I'm together. It's important that you optimize that. And the last one I'm going to say is this, that this is the decade of the underdog. This decade we step into is the decade of the underdog. What does that mean? And you know, there's this quote that says, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. But guess what? A new dog comes with the new tricks. And what does that mean? This is the decade of your own creativity, your own ingenuity. There's so much you can do. I have made money in this COVID period. I made quite a number of, I won't tell you how many so that you don't slide into my DM and ask me questions, all right? I made quite some money from over 500, I ran a program, over 500 people from over 20 countries from this seat in my office, in my house. There's no boundary. The world is literally borderless today. I can sell in India. I can sell in Pakistan. I can even sell in Baghdad right now with the internet. And so it's important that you have that mindset. We are not local citizens. We are global citizens operating locally. That's all we need to do. The internet has opened. Now, let me tell you a story about Africa. In the 18th century, all right, certain people sat down in a meeting. I can't remember the exact year, 1850 something. They sat down and they took the map of Africa and they split Africa. So the Portuguese took their own, the French took their own, the English took their own, and all that. And that's the way they divided the whole of Africa. Guess what has happened? The thing has been switched now. My market for 2021, the UK, the US, and Canada, because I want to earn in dollars. I'm telling you, and with technology, I'm able to do that. I was able to do that because of technology this year. And it's important, you also, the way they shared Africa, you to share the world. What product, what service, what value do you have that can actually meet a need for somebody in the world? You can reach women across different demographics in different locations in the world. Your own story, your own peculiarity can enable you to reach a set of people that others might find difficult to reach. But you can add value to them, and you are also able to take value from them. On that point, I'm going to stop. All right. So Hetty says I'm ready to purchase the books. I'm in South Africa. All right. Go to the link in my. All right. Richard will allow me to talk about that later. I'll tell you how to get the book. But that's just me. All right. I want to make money for you. I want you to make a lot of money. Trust me. And there is so much money. Let me quote that figure again. 2020, $392 trillion available, and 52 million, 1% of the world, all right, controls more than half of that amount. So rather than struggle with every other person, how can I serve the rich? And I'll stop there for questions at this point in time. Rachel, over to you, 6 o'clock.
Okay. Sir, please, you can go ahead and tell us how we can get the book. I think that's
okay, great. So the 2 books I've written, the first one is called The Millionaire Employee. The Millionaire Employee. And I wrote that book because I realized a lot of employees never really have a goal. They just want to survive. But you must understand that when it comes to wealth, must be intentional. In the book, I speak about how to build your revolving wealth fund. It's a fund that when you have it, it generates an amount for you every single year, come rain or shine. What I mean by that is that if you had $1 million, for example, that was separate from what is coming in, you have built $1 million. If you put it in certain investments that are low risk, that will give you 10%, every year you will get $100,000 without fail. And so without working, $100,000 is coming. The problem is that many employees never set money aside. And many of them never really think about how much money passes through their hands consistently. And if they had only put a little amount, that amount would have been built over a period of time. I tell them also about the 4 ways that you need to work. I said something earlier, you don't have to be an entrepreneur to make money. Trust me, you don't need common sense. So I share 4 models. What we call the super employees. Number 2, you have what we call leveraging, what Robert Kiyosaki talked about. You have the side hustle employee. We need people to have side hustles. Number 3, you have the business owner employees. I know people like that. And lastly, you have what we call the investor employee. Because and it's a very relational book. So it's a conversation between a guy called Jimmy, that's my name, and his millionaire employee mentor. It's really beautiful and amazing book. It's an audio book. The second book is called, and I love this one, The $100,000 Heist. How to move $100,000 legally from the pocket of others into yours. And it's one exceptional book. All right, I'm not lying to you. Now, someone say, but I've not even made $5,000 yet. Oh, great. So use the same principles for $100,000 for $5,000. That's the same thing. So no matter what it is that you are, that your financial goal is, which you must have, then you have a strategy, a plan. And I talk particularly about how anybody can use the internet to be able to make good money from the internet. All right. So that's what that one is called. If you want to get there, my handle on IG, the fastest way to get it is to check me out on Instagram. That's my handle on Instagram, at Jimi Tewe. All right. And go to my bio, click the link in my bio. You will see the pre-order link. So the book is going to drop on my birthday, which is the books December 4. They are audio books. I made them audio because people don't have time to read a lot nowadays, but I need them to learn. You see, reading does not change anybody. Learning is what changes. Many of us read, but the key is what you learn from what you read. And that's why I put it so that people can listen to it and all that. It's going to be amazing. It's just $25 for the two of them. And guess what I also did? I made sure that I added another set of videos, 7 videos called Conversations with a Millionaire. The 7 millionaires I had a conversation with, and you get that also. All right, thank you. Richard has gotten it already. That is the link and all that. That's my link to my Instagram. You can get it. So thank you very much, Hetty in South Africa. I hope to come to. I was in South Africa last year during the xenophobia period, but me, I was fine anyway in Joburg. I'm hoping to come. I have an invite to Cape Town and a few other places and all that. So I'm sure it's going to be great. Yes, thank you. Any other questions today? Any other questions? Richard?
Yes. Please feel free and ask your questions, please. So me, I was writing my question.
All right. All right, thank you, Hetty. Hey, I remember my tribe. Amazing. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Thank you, Elom. All right. I hope I pronounced your name very well. Please forgive me if I didn't. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I run a show, and Rachel has seen it before. Typically on Tuesdays, well, twice or thrice in a month. It's called Money Heist. And just follow me on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, trust me, you know everything that is going on in my life. All right. So I put all the links there, and I do quite a bit of things for free. I have programs that I run. Today is the final day of one of my flagship programs called the Exponential Accountability Program. We run for 10 days. We have people in different nations that are part of it and all that. We've had over 550 people that have attended for over 20 countries in the world. And it's always very amazing. So thank you very much. And God, guys, that was how I moved money this year. Trust me, or people pay me for those programs. And you see, let me say this to you. If you're not selling anything, you can't make money. Forget about it. You can't controllably make money. You are a victim. You are at the mercy of others. So you need to learn how to make money. 3 M's of money. Number 1, make money. Number 2, manage money. Number 3, multiply money. You must master those 3 dimensions of money if you're going to do well financially. What do I think about network marketing? Now, let's make sure that you understand there's a difference between network marketing and Ponzi schemes. That they sound alike, but they're different. Network marketing, when it's really done well, is premised on a product or a service. There is actually, they're trying to get people to buy into a product, not just, oh, bring 50 CDs, you will get 500 CDs. That is a Ponzi scheme. All right. So I don't do network marketing. Because I don't understand it fully, and it requires focus and attention. I know people that are there, okay? But real network marketing, there is always something that is underlying it that drives it, that makes it real. Not just bring 3 people, you will get this. That one is a Ponzi scheme. That one is going to actually fail. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years, and now I host masterclasses and mentorship. What is the best way to promote my upcoming ebook? All right, very simple. So if I were you, I'm going to run a sales funnel online, and that's why you need to buy the book, $100,000, heist. Because in that, I realized something. So let me tell you something, Hetty. So Hetty, tell me in the comment section, how much would you like to sell your ebook? How much would you like to sell your ebook? Tell me in the comment section. In dollars, tell me in dollars, or even rounds is fine. Not a problem at all. I just want to make it as practical as possible today. All right, so 189 rands, beautiful. Now, Hetty, are there people that, can you unmute yourself? Let's have a conversation.
Hi, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Excellent, all right. So let me ask you a question. When is your book likely going to come out, your ebook?
I'm looking at around probably the 3rd week of December.
Beautiful. Just in time for 2021. So how many copies would you like to sell in 2021 of your book?
I'm looking at approximately 200.
200. All right.
Yes.
I'm going to jack that off for you, but let's start with 200. No, let's take it to 500, because in one whole year now,
Yes.
you should be able to reach 500 people. But I'll tell you what you need to do. Now, what is the book title? Do you have an idea what the title is?
I don't have the title as yet, but essentially the book is going to be about my entrepreneurial journey and lessons learned about entrepreneurship in that time.
Beautiful. Who is your target audience?
My target audience is entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, people that want to grow their businesses and are also looking for somebody that is walking a similar path as them.
Beautiful, beautiful. So this is what Hetty is going to do. To sell, let me start with 200. To sell to 200 people at a conversion rate of 10%, meaning
Yes.
if you sell to 10 people, only one will buy, it means that you must sell to 2,000, 200 is, 2,000 people. That means that 2,000 people need to become aware of your book. Now, not just 2,000 human beings, 2,000 people that are aspiring entrepreneurs that book will solve their problem. So your target marketing matters a whole lot. Number one, all right?
Yes.
Now, how do you therefore do your target marketing? What I would advise you to do is, for example, like imagine if Hetty started a series called, it's a series for aspiring entrepreneurs. And, she always, maybe either she does it by herself where she's teaching, or she creates a show bringing other entrepreneurs on board once a week or once in 2 weeks. And then she's, she uses Instagram, maybe it's IG Live or whatever, and, she promotes it, and more South Africans are seeing it, maybe even people in Zimbabwe and other countries are seeing it, and more people are joining, okay? Now, the people that will join, hear me, are the people that need it. Do you get my point?
Yes.
Because somebody that does not need it will see the advert and be like, I'm not interested. Do you get my point?
Yes, sir.
If they see your picture, you're like, I like her hair, but I'm not an aspiring entrepreneur. They will leave it and then they'll move on. But so that way you have begun to start qualifying your buyers. And so when you now imagine you have 2,000 people that now for them to join your sessions, maybe it's a Zoom session, you make them drop their email addresses. So to join, it's free to attend, but all you need to do is to drop your email. You are creating an email list from that. And so you now have 2,000 email addresses. When your book is about to come, you start doing what we call email marketing a month before, telling them that, guys, guess what? There's something amazing coming. This book is going to talk about, you give them snippets here and there. You know how it is, they're called tasters. You get them excited about it. Are we together? Already, they know you, they trust you, they followed you. And then you now tell them that, guess what? The book is going to be available, but for the first 200 people, apart from getting the book, they will get this other benefit. Only for 200 people. People are going to rush it.
Wow.
Make a target just by that. That is a simple, very low base sales funnel, and it's available for you to use. All right? Don't worry. When you get the audio book, you will understand how that works more. Okay? I hope I've helped you, Hetty.
And then, sir, I also just want to find out if I want to plug into your other offerings, should I just follow you on Instagram and then click the link?
Send me a DM.
Excellent.
That's fine.
I'm going to follow you everywhere you go. Thank you, sir.
That's fine. Not a problem at all. All right. So Rachel says, aside making money on social media, affiliate marketing, and the trading market, what other ways can one make money online? There are so many ways. You know what? If you go to Google and type, what are the ways you can make money? You're going to see at least 100. This is what I say to you. Look at your own environment and the markets that are within your reach. The market within your reach will let you know which of the opportunities you can actually align with. Many times people are introducing products and services that their market does not need. Every business is premised on providing a solution that your market needs. Do you get my point? And so go online. There's so many ways you can make money, forex trading. For example, there's something called the gig economy. Gig economy. And what's the gig economy? Things like Fiverr, Upwork, where freelancing, you can do a lot of that. You are very good with English. You did BSc English. You have a master's in English, but your finance is not speaking English. Then you need help. You can actually help people to correct their documents online, and they will pay you in dollars. So there's so many opportunities available online, and I need to go and check them out. Okay? Fatiyat says, I'm an entrepreneur too, and sometimes my own friends, people within my network, are not willing to support. Let me shock you. Now, you see, they get mad when I won't give them items and service for free. How can I handle this? Don't sell to your immediate network. When I was much younger, I would go to a store, and to many stores, I used to see a sign, and I wonder, why is this sign here? The sign always says, business moves when friends and family pay. And I realized much later that friends and family hardly ever pay for your businesses. They want it for free. So the money you want usually is not around your immediate circle. It's usually beyond your immediate circle. So you must have ways, interventions to reach beyond those guys. Now, when you reach beyond them and you're making money, they will realize they cannot come to you without bringing value. And that's when they're going to come. So today is Sunday, so I can quote a few scriptures to you. Jesus said, a prophet is without honor in his own home. People will not pay you, particularly from home. So I don't sell to people that are used to me. I find out that you sell more to new people because people that are used to you are used to you. And then even when they want to buy, they see it's only Hetty's, or Rachel's hair. And they begin to price you like they're pricing Shito or something. Is that like some steel or something like in Ghana and all that? No, you are much more than that. So please sell beyond your network. I want to write books about rabbit farming. And my target audience is local farmers. I'm also a rabbit farmer in Uganda. How do I go about it? Beautiful. I was in Uganda. When was that? It was brief, just a weekend. Last year. Yes, last year. And I had an event for free there, and I'm hoping to come again at some point in time. Now, I don't know what the market is for rabbit farming. Now, if I sat down, you know what? Let's see something. Let's just go on Google, rabbit farming. Sometimes you don't ask too many questions. Rabbit farming in Uganda. Let's see what we have there. So in Nigeria, for example, we don't eat a lot of rabbits. The first article I see is farmer earns millions from rabbit farming. All right. The potential of rabbit production in improving household, rabbits rearing project for family in Uganda, making fast cash. So it seems to me that a lot of people eat rabbit meat in Uganda. So that means there's a market for that. All right, beautiful. Now, the thing about it is that the people that rear rabbits, do they read? Because instead, what you want to do is you want to help them to learn. And sometimes you must understand that the medium you use for learning is the medium they use for learning. If it is not reading, they will not read. If it is attending seminars, then design a seminar. That's what you need to do. All right? Never just create things that people cannot use in the form they're not used to. So you want to be sure, number one, that it's a lucrative market. It's big enough. If you wanted to sell 10,000 copies of that book, assuming they read books, for example, it means that you must have like 1 million rabbit farmers because you want to do just 10,000 out of that. That's 1% of the market. That's good conversion. But again, you must make sure that you have great success in rabbit farming, not just that you know about it. And success in farming is money. It's not quality hybrid rabbits. At the end of the day, if there's no money, there's no business. So these are the kind of things you need to do, and that's just my advice to you. All right, thank you. I think I've answered all the questions we have today. Rachel, over to you.
Yeah, I'm typing. Sorry, I was typing.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's fine. By the way, I've enjoyed your questions. Thank you so much. All right. I've realized with the emails, the subject is what really compels people to open the emails. Yes, because I've realized Africans do not like to check their emails at all. Very true. The culture abroad in many of these developed economies that they check their email first before social media. We check our Instagram, Twitter, and all that. So that's why you must understand your market and what. Don't say, go and check your mail. There's no need. Check what they check. That's what you need to do. All right. But for emails, the subject, and again, because of spamming and all that, there's a lot of restrictions. But if you study online, there are certain ways. For example, there are certain email platforms that if you use them, they're a bit more expensive, but they actually get delivered into the inbox. You avoid certain words. There's ways you can write your email title so that it doesn't get flagged and goes to spam. And then there's a way, for example, there's a time with emails that they will write RE, then they will put a subject, and I'm like, RE, was I having a conversation with this person before? Then I open it and I realized I was having a conversation before. But that's what they wanted to do. So just find ways, and that's why in sales, psychology matters a lot. You must understand the psychology of the buyer and utilize that knowledge to be able to drive your sales process. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Rachel, for that.
Okay.
Can we access some of your books on Google? I have a few of them that are on what's it called again? Amazon and all that. You can check Amazon. But if you actually go to the link in my bio, you'll see a link there that can actually enable you to purchase a couple of them also. If anything I have that you don't have, that you can't get, send me a DM, all right? And today, so let me tell you some of the books. Rachel, is it okay to do that? That's a professional thing to do. Is it okay to do that?
Yes.
Okay, great, yeah.
Very,
one of my books is called Think, all right? Move Your Life Forward on Purpose, all right? It's a real good book, okay? One of my best books. Many companies buy this for their staff. This is my second book, Getting a Good Job Easily. This is one of my books, Free from Corporate Slavery, all right? Really good book. And it's for people that don't enjoy their job and want to be free. They want to move from enduring to enjoying. Then there's another one called Get Employed. Get Employed is for those that want to get a job, all right? Or even business, because the way I share the concept is that employment is not just a job. A job is one form of employment. So I talk about, getting a job, starting a business, starting a non-profit organization, using your talent to make money, and volunteerism and some other things there. Then there's another one, it's called Pillars of Career Success. This one is for career people. It speaks about 12 major keys or pillars. I've been a career coach for many years, and I realized that if you have these 12 pillars, you actually can get, you would actually gain traction in your career. I became a senior manager in the back industry in Nigeria at a very early stage, in my career. And it was these same pillars that helped me and has helped many others. I think, yes, this was my first ever book, and it's called Where Did All My Money Go? Okay, so this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are two others. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. The two other books, I'm trying to remember them right now. Yes, Purpose book. I think I have a copy here. Yes, there's this one, the Purpose book, and that speaks about, I wrote it here, a 31-day journey to discovering and fulfilling your purpose. That is very important. And the last one, let me see, I have to try to remember, Where Did All My Money Go? Getting a Good Job Easily. The third one was Free from Corporate Slavery. Then there was Think. There was Purpose book, Pillars Career Success, Get Employed. I think that's about it. Okay, anyway, that's what I remember right now. So yes, and anything you can find that I've said, just send me a DM. Actually check my direct messages directly on Instagram, and we'll get an e-copy to you somehow. All right.
Okay, so I think someone raised their hand. Gilbert, do you want to say something? You want to say something? I think you can unmute yourself if you want to say something. Okay, so whilst we wait for Gilbert to say, I just want to appreciate you for wanting to be part of this. Actually, I've jotted a lot of things down, and I believe that everyone who joined has learned something new. And personally, I'm inspired. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for wanting to be part of this. We didn't pay anything. We just wanted to do it wholeheartedly. So we appreciate you so much.
My pleasure.
For this. God bless you.
Thank you. All right. I think what Gilbert wanted to ask was about my books, and I've responded to that already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So please, I'm going to launch a poll. So please, when you see it, kindly fill the form, excluding the speaker, just for the participants.
All right. Please, guys, fill the poll. And thank you, Rachel, for making this available. You see, this is how the world gets connected. Rachel's in this world, look for Jimmy's in this world. And when they connect, they open another world to Hetties, to Eloms, to Fatiyat, and every other person today. So please, in your little space, let's do what we need to do. I believe that Africa will be great again.
Okay, so I think we'll just have to forget this whole thing because it's not even connecting. Yes, it's not connecting on the laptop anymore. So that's fine. So thank you all. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
as well. We appreciate you. And we have these sessions every Saturday, either on a Saturday or Sunday at 4 p.m. GMT. So if you are not on our pages, I'm going to drop the link right now in the chat section so that you join the group.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Yes, Hetty, you'll be my testimonial. I appreciate that. All right. Bye, everybody.
Yes, so I'm going, if you are not in a group, I'm dropping the link right now so that you join. Yes, I've dropped it in the chat section. Okay, so that's where we give you updates on all the sessions and the Share Your Journey series. Thank you all so much. So please, next time you invite someone, don't benefit alone. Invite all your friends and family to also benefit from these sessions as well. God bless you all, and I say bye for now.